I'm really sorry, but there's been some damage to the vehicle.
Oh no, this can't be happening. I don't understand why this is taking so long. We need the car fixed now.
Honey, please, let's just listen to what he has to say. I'm sure he's doing his best.
Welcome back to Acts of Kindness, the channel where we celebrate the power of generosity, compassion, and the miracles that happen when people open their hearts. Today's story is one that will touch your soul, a story of love, courage, and the extraordinary impact of one man's kindness. Make sure you have tissues ready because this story is truly emotional. It all began in a quiet town where a single dad named Daniel lived with his young daughter, Emily. Life hadn't been easy for Daniel. He had faced hardship after hardship, trying to make ends meet while raising Emily, who was born with a rare disability that limited her mobility and required constant care. Daniel's days were long, filled with hospital visits, therapy sessions, and sleepless nights, but he never complained. Every smile from Emily made it all worthwhile. Emily had always been fascinated by the world beyond their little town. She would often watch videos of grand adventures, luxurious places, and people living lives of unimaginable wealth. Daniel would gently explain to her that life wasn't always about money or grand experiences. It was about love, family, and kindness. But he also promised her that one day, she would see the world in a way that brought her joy. One chilly morning, while Daniel was working at a small local cafe, he overheard a conversation that would change his life forever. A group of wealthy patrons was discussing a charity event hosted by the famous billionaire, Mr. Jonathan Carter, whose daughter, Lily, had been born with the same rare disability as Emily. Daniel's ears perked up as he listened. Lily had been wheelchair-bound her entire life, and her family had spared no expense to ensure she had the best medical care and therapy. But despite all the money in the world, Lily had never experienced a simple, heartfelt surprise that brought pure joy. Daniel's heart raced. He knew that he had a chance to bring something magical into a child's life, just as he had dreamed of for Emily. Without hesitation, he wrote a heartfelt letter to Mr. Carter, explaining his situation, his daughter Emily, and how he wanted to create a special moment for Lily, something that would make her laugh, smile, and feel truly alive. Days passed and Daniel almost gave up hope, but one sunny afternoon, he received a call that would change everything. It was Mr. Carter himself. The billionaire had been touched by Daniel's letter. He explained that he had been searching for someone with a genuine heart, someone who understood the real meaning of giving and caring. He wanted Daniel to be part of an exclusive event designed for Lily, a private day where she could experience a miracle that money alone couldn't buy. Daniel was overwhelmed. Tears filled his eyes as he listened. He knew this was an opportunity not just for Lily, but also for Emily. He promised Mr. Carter that he would do everything he could to make the day unforgettable. The day of the event finally arrived. Daniel and Emily were escorted to a luxurious estate, far beyond anything they had ever imagined. Lily's mansion was decorated beautifully, with gardens, fountains, and spaces designed for accessibility. But what mattered most wasn't the grandeur. It was the plan that Daniel had been preparing for weeks. Daniel had brought with him a collection of small, thoughtful gifts he had personally crafted for Lily, handmade dolls, colorful paintings, and a journal filled with stories of his own daughter's life. Each gift was designed to bring a smile, to touch Lily's heart in a way that no money could. As Lily opened each gift, her eyes sparkled with wonder. She had never received something so personal, so full of love. For the first time in her life, she felt the warmth of a connection that wasn't about wealth or status. It was about someone truly seeing her, understanding her, and caring deeply. But the real miracle came when Daniel had Emily present a special surprise. Emily had been learning sign language for months so she could communicate with Lily. When the two girls met, they didn't need words. They spoke with their hands, with their smiles, and with their hearts. The connection was immediate, pure, and magical. Mr. Carter and Lily's mother watched from a distance, tears streaming down their faces. They had never seen Lily light up in such a way. The billionaire, a man accustomed to controlling every aspect of his world with wealth, realized that no amount of money could replicate this moment of genuine human connection. Then came the moment that would forever be etched in everyone's memory. Daniel, seeing Lily's joy, decided to give her one final gift, a handmade wheelchair-accessible swing in the garden. He had spent months designing it so that Lily could experience the feeling of freedom, the wind on her face, the pure thrill of movement she had only dreamed of. Lily's mother couldn't hold back her emotions. She hugged Daniel tightly, her tears falling freely. "You've given her something no one else could," she whispered. This is a miracle." Lily laughed, the sound like music in the air, and Emily clapped her hands, delighted that her friend was finally experiencing the joy she had always wished for her. Daniel felt a swelling of pride and happiness he had never known. In that moment, he understood the true power of kindness, not just giving gifts, but giving love, attention, and connection. The day ended with a small garden party. Lily, Emily, and Daniel shared stories, laughter, and simple joys. The billionaire, once accustomed to isolation within his wealth, joined in with a humbled heart, realizing that the real treasure in life isn't money. It's the ability to touch someone's life in a meaningful way. As the sun set, Daniel held Emily close. "Today," he said softly, "we saw what love and kindness can do. We don't need to be rich to make miracles happen." Emily smiled, resting her head on her father's shoulder, feeling proud that together they had made a real difference. The story of Daniel, Emily, and Lily spread quickly, inspiring thousands around the world. People shared how a single dad's compassion had changed the life of a billionaire's daughter, showing that true miracles come from the heart. In the weeks that followed, Mr. Carter invited Daniel to help design more experiences for children with disabilities, ensuring that other kids could experience the same joy and connection that Lily had. Daniel accepted, not for recognition, but because he knew firsthand the impact of genuine kindness. Through this journey, Emily learned an invaluable lesson, that even small acts of love and generosity can ripple into something extraordinary. Daniel's story reminded everyone that wealth isn't measured in money, but in the depth of our empathy and the courage to act when others need us most. So the next time you think you're too ordinary to make a difference, remember Daniel, Emily, and Lily. One man's heart, one child's smile, and one moment of courage can create miracles that touch lives far beyond your imagination. Thank you for joining us today on Acts of Kindness. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs a reminder that the world is full of extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. And remember, the simplest acts of love often create the greatest miracles. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that will inspire and uplift your heart. Until next time, keep spreading kindness. It's the most powerful gift you can give.